Okay. Um, Hopefully I'm loud enough, I guess. Okay, and this will be loud enough too. Hello, guys. Can you guys hear me all right? I really don't know. Test 1 2 test. Well, can you hear me or not? How about now? Can you guys hear me now? How about now? Okay. What else do you think I'm doing when I'm saying test? Mic test. What else would that be? Okay. Hi guys. How are y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. New topic, new discussion. Let me get you the gist of what's going on. Also, guys, bonus points if you help me out and pop me in a window to if you guys can help me out and pop into YouTube and put me in a window. I'm doing good, Sinku. How are you? Pop me into a window if you're on your computer. It will really help me because I'm trying to get monetized. So if you can, pop me into a window and talk to me in the window. After this class, I will do an exclusive mobile live, which I can invite people onto the YouTube live. You guys can talk to me there too as well. Just like a relaxed stream, but in this case, we'll discuss the topic today. So, I think we can go ahead and get started. So, I hope you guys took the time to read what we're going to discuss today. Before you guys get over eager and over excited about what we're going to talk about. So, it's basically about how culture shapes the way we are and defines who we are, influences who we are, influences others who they are, etc. So that is kind of our discussion topic today. This is not a debate on who's right, who's wrong. I don't want to hear political crap at all. I'll kick you out. You won't be welcomed. Just a heads up. It's not some stupid debate on who is wrong, who is right. Anyways, my name is Teacher Grant, and I have been teaching for over 15 years. Hi, Tom. And lived in China for 8 years. I was in China from 2014 to 2022, July 2014 to April 2022. Lived and worked in China for 8 years teaching English. Been teaching English ever since. So for over 10 years, I've been teaching English. Or I guess, yeah, you can say over 10 years. So hello, John, Tom, Princess Diane, ICK, hello, welcome. Glad to see you here. I'm going to present our first question to the group, guys. Can you guys verify that my live is good? Can you go to my live, make sure you can hear me well? I want to make sure you guys can hear me well. So if you're on your phones, you can actually click it. I think it should, okay, cool. So the live is working, that's good. If you're in the live, by the way, you guys can chime in. Let me know if you're in the live or not. Um, so thank you. And then hang in there. So Swan say hello. Academy, hello. Welcome. So I appreciate you guys. So it is live. So this class will be recorded. So if you got to leave early, you leave early. If you got to come late, come late. It's ultimately up to you. If you're here late or here early, you got to leave early. You can re-watch this broadcast. I'm looking for watch hours, guys. So like I have a playlist full of English stuff. Put me in the window. Maybe you don't want to hear all my English lessons, but put me in the window. You know, I want to I want to monetize by the end of next month. So I want to make sure I can get approved for that. Let's get started with the first, why is my frame rate so high? It should be less, anyways. But anyways, I'm glad everyone is here. I'm so happy to see you guys. Let's see, all live. And let's see if we have participants. Swansea is in the chat right now. Welcome. We have 15 people watching, I think. Or 12 viewers right now. Like that. Is he? Like there's 20 of you guys. If you guys throw a like, throw a comment, that's all I'm asking for. Like, one comment. And that would be awesome. All right, first question, guys. Let's get right to it. I know I'm wasting time and not getting to the point, but here is the first question. I will indeed open the stage right now. So the first question is, how has your culture shaped the way you think about family? All right. Do you think people from other cultures view family differently, and how? And how would your idea of family change if you grew up in a different culture? All right, so those are the three questions to answer all together, however you wish. All right, that is what I'm looking for. So let me see if it will allow me to type that in the chat. There you go. I think. Nope. Can I? Oh, I'm too. Oh, all right, well, I'm just gonna put it again. All right, and I have the stage open, guys, so please come up. I would love to hear your answer in the chat or on stage. It's ultimately up to you. The stage is open. I would love to welcome each and every one of you to come on up or answer in the chat. So, oh no, I'm so sorry. Let me try again. Sorry, guys, sorry. Okay, it's on. Try again. There we go. All right, awesome. Sorry, I thought I had enabled it, but it wasn't enabled. All right, we're waiting for him to come on up. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you. Appreciate you. We have 9 people watching, by the way. Maybe from English Hub, maybe not. I'm not sure. If you're in English Hub, you know, chat it up. Let me know. 33 views. Wow, 33 views. 1 chat. There's someone having issues with the connectivity, maybe. I'm not sure what's going on. Try again if you want to come up on stage, answer the question. Tell me about how has your culture shaped the way you think about family. Do you think people from other cultures view family differently, and how? I would love to hear from you guys. Joe, Dealey, Ginky, Hey Siri, John, Learning Diva, Thiago, PTH, Eric. I would love you guys to come up and share your answers or in the chat. The raise hand is working. I don't need to, it is working. It's not working for you. So it is working. It's not working for you. So it is enabled. All right. Allow request is enabled. So go out and come back in. Yeah, it should be working. Are you coming up on stage to answer? This is for you guys. This is a class just for you guys. All right? This is a class for you to give your responses, your answers. Benny, Jen, Hazim. All right, can you guys come up and share your response, or at least type a response in the chat that I can answer? Thank you, Swansea. Oh, Dilly, thank you so much. Swansea, Dilly, thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. Princess Diana's going to come up. Awesome. Yeah, it should be working. Yeah. But I don't know. Here we go. Hey, Princess. Or Princessy Diane. Hello, Princess. Princess, we cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Okay. If you guys are coming up on stage, please do a mic check like I do before I start. Anyone want to come on up? Silly, funny, Tandem. I see a couple Arabic names. I don't know how to pronounce them. Sorry. Oh. Let me know. All right, guys. Anyone? This is your chance to come up on stage, guys. This is your chance to come up on stage. Okay. Thigo is going to try again. I made this in the early, guys. This is for you. Like, I don't know, like this is a class for you guys. Unfortunately your internet's not working well. It's just in limbo. It just shows that you're lingering in VC. But hey, it's ultimately, you guys can type your responses. That's fine as well. You guys can type your responses. That's all right as well. It's not a rock. We're not talking about quantum physics, guys. Francis is gonna try again. I really want to hear from somebody. If you're talking, Princess, we can't hear you. Oh. Hello. Now we hear you. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
It's fine, thank you. What about you?
Things are good. Things are good. So, what are your thoughts, Miss Diane?
Yeah. I think that culture can. I think that culture change how we see family, because I live in France and my mother is from Cameroon, my father is from France, and there is a difference between tradition of both. So when I come to my family, my father family is really different. It's like they are more shy. They talk like I don't know. They talk. Sorry, I lost the word. So they are shy, and in my mother family they speak they speak a lot. They are more say that they are more they're more expressive, if you can see.
Okay, I appreciate it. That's cool. What about your thoughts? Do you think people from other cultures view family differently, and how? Miss Diane, did you hear my question?
Oh, excuse me. Can you repeat, please?
Sure. I said, do you think people from other cultures view family differently, and how do they view that?
Yeah. I think they view family differently because of the tradition. Maybe in some family, in some culture, we don't have the same roles in family, so that could change how we can see it.
Okay. And how would your idea of family change if you grew up in a different culture? So I'll give you like an example. So whether maybe you grew up in Pakistan, or if you grew up in the UK, or you grew up in Japan, um, if you grew up in a different culture, how would your idea of a family change?
Because the walls and because what is attained of people can change. For example, I maybe in my idea in Pakistan maybe the girl should be at home and do the cooking, and maybe in France um, men can do that, but in Pakistan not, and maybe that could change um, how the family should be and how we yeah how the family can should be. I think, but I'm not really sure about that. I think that
Thank you so
I
much.
don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love your insights, Miss Diane. Thank you for sharing. Before I go to you
Welcome.
and hang out, Diane. No need to leave if you want to hang out. I'm gonna get to you, Thea, in just a second. I want to read someone's response. Someone said, Zaid said, in my opinion, in some factors, it doesn't depend on culture that how we see our family. It depends on them and how they treat us. Because in childhood, we are like an empty book, and we learn everything. Oh, that's a well said. I like that. I like that. Well said. Um, Thiago, if you can hear me, you can unmute yourself. I can't unmute for you. I would love to hear from you.
Hello?
Huh?
Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Well, I am from Argentina. Well, it's my first time here. This class, I don't know what it is. Anyone can explain me?
I'm sorry, come again?
It's my first time here.
Okay, so Diego, since it's your first time, I'm gonna give you a pass.
Yeah.
Um, if you notice in the because there's lots of people who want to come up on stage and already have answers ready. If you're paying attention in the chat, I give a question. You saw that question,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's how it goes,
Yeah.
buddy. So go ahead and give me your answer.
Okay. Well, my
To
culture.
Okay, so I'll read the questions again. I need a cut and paste person. How has your culture shaped the way you think about family? And do you think people from other cultures view family differently, and how? And how would your idea of family change if you grew up in a different culture?
Mm, difficult for me. What a man, okay? Please?
Okay, I'm gonna place you off stage. Actually, I'll keep you off stage. But I'm gonna bring someone else up. Okay. Please, guys, if you're gonna come up on stage, I'm limited to time. So if you guys delay, and it's not a bad thing, Vigo, but have an answer prepared. Be ready. All right. Otherwise, you're wasting other people's time with the ability to speak. All right. I don't know who was. I think Sinku. I have Sinku and Solo, guys. And also, I hate to break it to you, but if you get timed out in stage, like if you're requesting and you're timed out, you lose your spot. So I'm gonna bring both of you guys up. So Sinku and Sola. Sinku, I'll have go first, unless your mic is not good. So Sinku, are you there?
Hey, let's test.
Hey Sinku,
Can you
okay.
hear me?
Yep, we hear you loud and clear, man.
Okay, thank you, Teacher Grant.
No.
This is my first time here.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me today.
No problem. So, what do you think?
Yeah.
How has your culture shaped the way you think
Yeah.
about?
Since I am from an Arab Muslim country, we learned from a young age that the family is the most important thing for an individual and deserves his attention and time. Because everyone, like growing up in his family, especially respects his family and loves them, especially their parents. So this is my answer for your question.
So, continuing that three-part answer is: do you think people from other cultures view family differently, and how do you think they view family differently?
Yes, I think there is maybe different, but it's not very big because the family is where every one person grow up and learn. So he must respect his parents and siblings. There is maybe some difference, but it is not that big.
Okay. And how would your idea of family change if you grew up in a different culture?
Yeah. If I was born in another country and
Not country, sir. Not country. Like culture. Another culture.
culture, yeah. If I was born in another country and educate and grow up in a different culture, I maybe have a different view of a family, but it will not be that different because every person in the world, regardless of their country culture, loves their family and respect every member of it.
I agree with you, kind of, but you'd be surprised. But I can see where you're coming from. It's wishful thinking to think that everybody, everywhere, loves and respects their family, but you'd be surprised on a lot of Westernology viewpoints. And I'll just leave it at that. Sola, I'm gonna start with a second question. So I'm gonna put you on the spot, Sola. Sorry to do that. But our second question is, and this is more about personal to you, and anyone else in the chat can answer. And then I'll come back to the chat with the first answer question, and I'll read off your answers. But Sola, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hello.
awesome. All
I'm
right.
there.
So Sola, I got a new question set for you. So I'm gonna read them all three to you. Okay. What traditions or customs from your culture are most important to you? How do these traditions connect to who you are as a person? And if you moved to another country, would you keep practicing those traditions? Why or why not?
Um, uh, I think that we got some. It's not like the tradition, but every New Year we are coming to our to my grandma's house every year, and by every New Year we are having in especially in this only house, and I think that it's like minor tradition of our family. And if we will talk about connection to me of these traditions as a person, the connection is really strong because I've raised by my grandma from my childhood, and my grandma is the most important person in my whole life. So all of the traditions and like living skills, they have been provided to me. My grandma had provided all of this to me. So I don't think that if I would move to another country, I will be able to practice these traditions because of my grandma will stay in my own country. So that's why it's just like so
Oh.
logically I will not do that.
All right, beautiful. I appreciate you. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing that. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And hang out if you want. And let me go ahead and go to the chat here and read off some of your answers. And guys, by the way, if you gotta leave early, you can watch this live again. It is being recorded, it's being streamed. Do me a favor, if you can share it with your friends and family who are learning English, it would be helpful for them. Please do so. And comment there. Keep it going. Zaid, I'm gonna pop you up in just a second. I'm just gonna go through the chat. And I'm just gonna read up some of the answers here if I missed it.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting me here.
No problem, Zaid. Give me a second. So you did I read your comment or no? I'm just gonna go through the comments here. I did read your comment. Zaid, I really liked your comment for the first question. That was really good. Really quickly, Tundam was saying that we leave our parents only if there are more than one son. Parents live with the eldest son, otherwise the old parents are not looked after until they die. Okay, that's a culture thing. Thank you for sharing that. Another person said that I think it's the same with most Muslim countries, yeah. In Bangladesh, we don't move out from our parents, was shared. So a lot of people sharing about their cultures and customs. So going off the second question, Zaid, so what traditions or customs from your culture are most important to you? How do these traditions connect to who you are as a person? And if you moved to another country, would you keep practicing these traditions? Why or why not?
Teacher, according to me, these traditions or custom are most important for me because these help me to connect from our God wholeheartedly. And second, how these traditions connect me to the person I am. According to my culture, we all are just humans, and today, as we can see, politics has played an important role in dividing the cultures. We have seen in this generation and years ago that since politics involved in religion, there are many civil wars happening around many countries. And if I moved another country, I would keep practicing my traditions because I don't think God is a God. I first think God is my friend, and He's the first guide of my life who will take me to the success.
Zaid, I think you are the golden hammer here. You answered the questions with such ease and such flow. That's exactly how exactly I would encourage others to formulate it, but you did a great job. Thank you for sharing that. So regardless where you moved, whether you moved to the States or you moved to Japan, your cultures, your traditions would still stick with you because of what you've done growing up in your country. That's cool to hear.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
my God is my friend first.
Sure. All right, Janan.
And according to me, if we think God is our God, then it will create a barrier between us. Instead, we should think God is our either parent, either our brother, either our sister, or is our best friend who helps us to take a good path in life. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Zaid. Thank you. Janan, what about you? Actually, Janan, I'm gonna give you a different question. Actually, I want to move on to the next question. So I know you were like planning in your head how you're gonna answer the second question, but I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary here. So the third question is how does your culture influence the way that you dress, eat, or celebrate? And just in my opinion, I'm not gonna go there. Actually, I'm gonna retract what I just said. So, how does your culture influence the way you eat, dress, or celebrate? What would feel strange or different if you adapted another culture's habit? And how do you think these daily habits define your identity?
I think I would go with good. I'm going to influence by the good part of my culture, and to be honest, I'm always happy to embrace other cultures' good parts, because of course we need. I mean nowadays, let's be honest, we see bad stuff getting more influenced, so which is kind of upsetting for me to see as well. But yeah, the good culture and the science and all other thing stuff. If you include those, I think overall stuff. I'm happy to embrace the positivity. And as for how my culture influence, I think I would like to say most of them are good, because in my culture they tell me to respect the elder, at least in my generation, because nowadays I see parents kind of neglect these parts, so kind of upsetting to see. But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe because nowadays they are more focused on work and jobs, and they get occupied, so their children doesn't get the attention they need. So yeah, overall, I would say personally for me, my generation, it was better, because parents are very good. They taught us good morals. Of course, they have their own view. I mean, some came from social, like for example, let's say I think most of the Asian countries can feel me. For example, they force us to go to college for education, but they don't get education. College and school aren't the. I mean, yeah, they are place for education, of course, but education itself is learning something new. It doesn't matter where you learn from. So those parts, I think, they kind of. I wouldn't say they get manipulated or whatever, but yeah, I think they just focus more on showing off in a way. I think you can say, but yeah, overall, I think my culture influence, at least in my time, it was very good. It's still good, cause I like some aspect of it. I won't say I won't defend my culture like saying that they are good, blah blah blah. But yeah, some parts of it is very good, very good. So I'm happy to embrace other culture as well, like I said, cause if you have good, personally, I feel like I am open to change myself for the better, not the opposite way, like doing something bad to get in. I mean to embrace other, or I mean influence myself for bad stuff to adjust with others. Personally, I don't have the mentality, and I'm kind of grateful that for that as well. And culturally, religion is I think previous Jade mentioned about the religion part. It also has a very important role in my culture as well, and influence. But yeah, personally, I feel like most of the people aren't really religious as they say, cause most of them are at least nowadays do whatever they want, and maybe religion is their part-time thing, you can say. But for me, I won't say I'm very religious, but yeah, the good traits I have personally, it's cause of my religion. Of course, some might try to interpret it bad or whatever way. But yeah, like I said, I'm always open to good stuff. Sorry, but
You're good. You're good.
Sorry for that.
No, Jenna, you're good. Black Hole has to work on his listening or her listening. That is part of your English learning. Black Hole, listen. You're good. I hear everything you're saying. You are speaking a bit fast, and I would advise like you can slow down and relax. Like take a breath. That's what I would suggest. But I mean, I'm immersed with English, and a lot of people in the chat may not be, and that's part of the learning. So listening is really. Who cares what accent, guys? Who the hell cares? Accent has nothing. It's your listening skill. Listening
I
skill.
want to express that personally. I came here to.
Let me criticize him, man. Let me criticize. You don't have to get. Yeah.
Like everyone's here to start from somewhere. So this shouldn't be an.
No, you're absolutely right, Janan. Yeah. I don't want to veer off too much off topic because I want to give other people a chance to speak. But I want to say this really quickly, and I'm gonna open and shut it. If people are having issues with understanding, then that's their problem. It's listening, speaking, reading, writing. Listening is probably what they're weak at. So if they don't understand an accent, then their English is weak. That's their problem, not your problem. Now, because I know also I'm an English teacher, so I'm kind of registered to hear all types of accents, but that's part of their learning, is if they can't understand what somebody's saying, it's easy instead of being negative and say, I can't understand him, can you say, could you repeat that? Or could you slow down? Then that's a positive way to be polite. And that's something that people lack in this server, is they don't know common courtesy or common, what's the word I'm looking for? Ethics. They lack life ethics. And that's what I see a lot in this server. And a lot of people can't.
Social stigma as well. Because, I mean, everyone is kind of negative in online, so I don't care about this stuff as well.
Yeah.
I mean, in my surrounding, I see all the negative people here. So yeah, if something is good, something you are doing is good, or I mean, for example, they are saying whatever they want, but personally I don't care because I have to start from somewhere, right? And it's not like it's my first language. It's my third, I think, because I know other languages as well. I mean, at least listening, if I listen to them, I understand maybe not the writing part, but yeah, it's my third, you can say. So yeah, overall, I'm kind of happy with how I'm doing as well. But yeah,
that's good. If you're happy where you're going and how you're progressing, then that's good. If you're happy with yourself, that's all that matters, right? Now, mind you, I don't want to give Black Hole a hard time. I want to say there's a respectful way to say that, to say what you want to say. If he were to say, oh, could you repeat that, or could you slow down, that's fine. Those are positive, respectful statements. Oh, Janan, you're speaking a bit fast. Could you please slow down? But again, it's not a language barrier. It's an ethics barrier. Anyways, I wanna move on to the next question, and give others in the audience a chance to speak. But thank you so much, Janan. You're doing awesome. I'm gonna move on to the next question because now I'm behind schedule because I had the rant. Americans like to rant and they don't shut up. So that's my fault. All right. So a new question. I would love others to join, please. I would love it. Otherwise, I'll let Diane have the key to the car if no one else raises their hand. So, what role does language play in shaping your culture identity? And and this is a bit philosophical to answer. Let me see if I can restructure it in a different way to make it more understandable. So, let me see if I can write it out this way. Yeah. All right, you got a lot of praise, by the way. Like, they're loving it. What you said. Okay, anyways, what role does language play in shaping your culture identity? How do certain words or expressions in your language reflect your culture? How might learning another language how might learning another language deepen your understanding of its culture? Maybe you're learning Japanese, maybe you're learning German, maybe you're learning, I don't know, Dutch or Spanish or English. So how might learning another language depend on? I'm sorry that I misspelled there. Depend. Yeah. Depend your understanding of its culture. So yeah. Okie dokie. Anyone want to jump in? Otherwise, I'll let Princess jump in. She's been sitting quietly to speak again. Otherwise, you guys will. Sure, Zaid. I don't want to pitch it right now, Zaid. But and you're here, Zaid. I'll say it really quickly, Zaid, because I don't want to focus too much on my pitch or whatever. But if you do want a private VIP class, send me a message and I'll work out a schedule with you. So I'll say that, and then at the end I'll explain more. Diane, did you want to start? I mean, Diane can't hear me. All right, Zaid, go for it. No one else is coming up.
Okay, sir. According to me, language plays a very beneficial role in about culture, because suppose if we are interested in any culture, we first things to practice the language of that particular culture. Connect, so we can connect from another people of that same particular culture, so we can dive into that culture more deep and learn more new things about it.
All right. So how do certain phrases, words, expressions in your language reflect your culture?
How do certain phrases?
Like maybe you have sayings. Okay. Let me give you an example. And if anyone in the audience is Chinese, forgive me for butchering Chinese. But it's like they go, 吃饭, right? Or in French, they'll say, bon appetit. And again, if you're French or Chinese, if I'm butchering it, I'm butchering it. So, bon appetit has a very warm meaning because it means good appetite. Or 吃饭 is a very warm meaning in Chinese because it means like it's time to eat up, relax, dig in, fill up your stomach, I'm subtexting the meaning of those phrases. So that's just an example of what I'm saying. So like, are there certain expressions in your language, your native language, not English, but your native language, that reflect your culture?
Yeah. So first of all, in our language, in my native language, which is the language, we greet people often saying Jai Shri Ram. It means that we are greeting someone and it's a God name, and according to our culture, greeting with someone like this, it blesses both the person who are the part of the conversation.
Okay.
Deepen your understanding of its culture. Yes, it deepens our understanding of that particular culture, because with the help of that particular language, we connect to that particular culture's people and learn about more things about that culture.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. And how might learning another language help your understanding of its culture?
First of all, there, I guess you have seen in social media, some nowadays people spread immense information and fake teaching about that particular culture. So learning that language of that particular culture, we can read the knowledge about that culture from directly their ancient texts and gain the true knowledge of that particular culture.
Okay, thank you for that. Miss Diane and Janan, do you have any thoughts? Oh, Princess, your volume's very low.
Do you hear me?
I had to turn you up on my side, but I don't know about the audience.
Okay. Okay. So I think learning another language helped me to understand a different culture because when I speak English or Spanish, have I speak more quickly when I speak Spanish, for example, and I would like to eat some Spanish dish. When I speak English, I would like to.
Uh, did you finish that? I didn't. I thought you were gonna say more. Uh-oh. Diane, did we lose you? I think we lost Diane.
Oh,
Oh,
did you?
well, I thought you were going to say more. Did you finish saying what you were going to say, or did you have more to say? Miss Diane, are you there? Miss Diane, I think your internet is breaking up a bit. I don't know how to pronounce. Miss Diane, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you hear me?
Yeah. So you can continue on your thoughts here. So again, the three questions. You kind of skipped to the bottom one. Kiwi, I got three more speakers that want to try. We're not going to have enough time though. Probably. But Miss Diane, I was gonna say, I wanted to know more about the role, the how does the language, what role does the language play in shaping your cultural identity, and how do certain words or expressions in your language reflect your culture?
Okay. Because I have to, when I speak in another language, I would like to have my expression, but in the other language. Maybe if I said quand les poules auront des dents, in English we said when pigs flying. I think it's that. So yeah, I have to. I use my expression or my tradition in other cultural identity.
All right. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go on to our fifth question here, and I see two people that want to speak. I haven't brought them on stage yet, and I want to make sure I get them all up. So there's three more speakers. I may not get to all of you, but I'm just gonna call you guys when I do. And if we get to you, we get to you. If we don't, we don't. We'll see how it works. But here's the next question that we're gonna be on the mind here. So the ones I just added. So we have you ever felt a conflict between your personal beliefs and your cultural expectations? What strategies did you use to resolve that conflict? And how can someone balance respecting their culture while staying true to themselves? So I know Kiwi hasn't spoken and SB has not spoken. And the Arabic name, I'm sorry, I don't know your name, has not spoken either. So I'm not trying to force you guys to like use your English name, but if I can't say your name, I really can't address you. I guess Ben, Ben Zaid, are you there? If you're not, I'm just gonna remove you.
Yes.
Okay, you are, okay. Yeah, you know I'm referring to you, right? And when I say Arabic name, I'm assuming it's Arabic, so you should like speak up and like correct me instead of just being like silent for like 5 minutes because I don't have a lot of time. Anyways, you may go ahead and answer to your liking. So, have you ever felt a conflict between your personal beliefs and your cultural expectations? And then, what strategies did you use to resolve that conflict? How can someone balance? This is just your general belief, your like advice, whatever, or how you deal with it. How can someone balance respecting their culture while staying true to themselves?
The conflict that I have is working maybe after the of 15 or something like that, because Arabs, we don't do that. We don't work early, and we don't depend on our service. So it's like a close circle or a close dictated way that we have to follow it, which is studying. We finish the studying and we go to the university. We don't work like a businessman or something like that. That's the conflict that I have. And the second question, I actually didn't solve it because
It's still being worked on, right? It's still a problem, in a matter of speaking. Please continue. Please continue. Ben, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me in the chat? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe he's having issues. Okay. I don't want to like spend like 5 minutes. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to be rushing or kind of like, I don't want to say the word ass because I want him to be able to finish his thoughts. Like I'm going to move on to SB then. SB, can you give me your thoughts? Yeah. Unfortunately, he might have lost connection, so I'll let you go ahead and speak your piece about the question there. So, a conflict between your personal beliefs and culture expectations, and the strategies you use to resolve it, or if it's still trying to be resolved, and how can someone balance respecting their culture and staying true to themselves?
First of all, sir, thank you to give me this opportunity to talk, express my thoughts. According to me, individuals may face conflicts when their personal values and beliefs. Okay.
Well, I'm so sorry. I just want you to go through the questions one by one because it all flows together. So start with the first one, then move to the second one, then move to the third one. They're not three separate questions. They're just an all-in-one. So have you ever felt a conflict between your personal beliefs and your cultural expectations?
Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
And then what strategies did you use to resolve that conflict? Or is it still being resolved? Or how are you trying to resolve it if it's still being resolved?
First of all, I would identify my core values and beliefs to understand what aspects of my culture are important to me. Yeah, and I'm are willing to challenge that or modify. Okay. So first self reflection is very important, and second, I think communication is very important. I will discuss with my family, friends, and community members to understand their perspectives and share your own. It's like same. Okay.
All right. So how can someone balance respecting their culture while staying true to themselves? Maybe they're all about their own culture, but even with culture, everyone has a true independence. So how can someone balance respecting their culture while staying true to who they are?
According to me, we can adapt a culture through practices or traditions in the way like that aligns with your personal value and beliefs, and practice self compensations and yes, thank you, sir. Not more.
Beautiful. Good answer, man. I like it. I like it. All right. I think I brought someone else up, but I don't know. Oh, Kiwi. Kiwi. Close us out, man. Kiwi, how are you doing? Same questions to you, and it's best. Hey, Kiwi.
I'm doing very good, Teacher Grant. Nice to meet you.
Likewise, likewise. Where are you from, by the way?
That's a problem. Is that okay? We can still have a conversation without me revealing?
No,
where I'm from?
you're good. No. You don't have to if you reveal at all. I was just asking. It's just a quick small talk question. You don't have to reveal. No worries. No, I have no issue.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, to answer the first question.
Sure. Well, it's an all-in-one.
Cultural-
It's all-in-one, Miss Kiwi. So you just kind of start with the first one, go into the second one, and then end with the third one. They're all linked together. So, have you ever felt a conflict between your personal beliefs and cultural expectations?
My cultural expectations is also social expectations, which is very common worldwide. Getting married, you have to get married, you have to have children, and that's really conflict with my personal belief. Yeah, I don't think that's something you have to do. I respect people choose that path, but myself, I don't want to go to that path. Not yet.
Respect. I respect that.
I respect that. People choose that.
No. I mean, I'm saying I respect you for having that mindset, even though it might be a true cultural. Well, it might be a true cultural tradition, but I respect you for having that independent thinking. You know, a lot of people, are so fine tuned to their own cultural expectations. So it's a tricky thing. But please, I didn't want to interrupt. So let's keep going. I don't want to interrupt your flow. So what strategies? So the question is, you have felt that conflict. So in regards to that, or maybe if it is or isn't, in regards to that statement, what strategies are you using? If I'm over speaking or speaking for you and I'm wrong, please correct me. But I'm assuming that you're still trying to resolve the conflict to get your family to be on your side, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe your family is on your side and says, "Hey, we love you, Kiwi. You live your life. You love your life." But again, I don't know. So the second question is, I guess, a two-parter for me is, are you still struggling with that conflict, or what strategies did you use to resolve the conflict?
I don't struggle that much anymore, but I used to. As I get older, I try not to get into that kind of a conversation. I try not to put myself to that kind of situation, like a conflict. Cause my mind is busy on something else. I don't think about that kind of things that much anymore. But sometimes I still, just people just trying to convince me to choose that path. But it's only sometimes, not all the times. Because I just don't engage with that kind of things anymore.
Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
And for me, I honestly, I'm very lucky and very fortunate that there was no Americans are cultural anyway, but there's really no high expectations for my family. It's you live your life, you love your life, you do your life. So, in regards to what you're saying, how can someone balance respecting their culture while staying true to themselves?
Like I said, I respect people's choices. If they get married and have children, I send them best luck. But myself, I just keep this kind of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't want to choose their path.
Yeah. So how can John Doe or Jane Doe balance respecting, because it's someone is just like generally speaking, not about you personally, Miss Kiwi, but how can someone balance respecting their culture and staying true to yourself? For example, you have your culture, you have your true self, right? But not you, but how can the average Joe, John Doe or Jane Doe, how can they balance that? What can they do to balance it?
It's a hard question.
It is, right? It gets you thinking.
Yeah.
Well, you can speak from experience, and the way you can answer that question, or anyone can answer it, is I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them, but here's what I do to balance it, and here's what they. So I think it's up to interpretation with that question. Like I would interpret it as, here's what I do, but to each his own. Like if they want to do what I do, knock themselves out. But it's just me generally speaking. Here's what I do to balance it, but it doesn't necessarily mean they got to do what I do, because everyone's going to have their own path. Okay. All right. Well, rounding up and going longer than I anticipated. I do want to close out. I have one more speaker, and I'll let that person speak there. Sola, you did come up already, but I'll let you give closing remarks. Any other? Did I miss any answers in the chat? By the way, guys. I did want to stay true. So before you speak, Sola, I wanted to read Titus's remark. Balancing personal beliefs and cultural expectations requires reflection, communication, and willingness to adapt. Start by understanding both your values and cultural norms in question. Then engage in open and respectful conversations. Share your perspectives. Seek guidance from mentors or others, and have navigated similar conflicts, and look for Titus, if you wrote all that, I give you props. Or did you actually get help from ChatGPT? If you did or didn't, I apologize, but if you really wrote all that out, I give you props. I'm not going to read the rest though. But Titus said some good thoughts, it looks like. Sola, you got last call, so you can share your final thoughts overall on the topic, or just your general perspective, and then I will close out with my remarks.
I think I want to share my thought as well. Personally, to balance it, I think we all have some issues with our culture and how people act. As for me, I also have some, for example, people are very, I feel like they don't think for themselves. It's just, they follow others. Let's be honest. Personally, I feel like they are the, nowadays people are product of media and the news. And algorithm as well, cause nowadays people are so focused on this stuff, they don't think by themselves. And I see, personally, I feel like most of the time when I see people getting stressed about some worldly stuff and other emotional and whatever stuff, personally, I find it silly. Yeah, emotion. Maybe it's human emotion at work, but yeah, you get me. But they don't look at the bigger picture, is what I am trying to say. They just go with the hype and stuff. Personally, I feel like they should be open to new things. Like for example, you and me, you are respecting my place and I am respecting your place, and we are sharing opinions. But for general mass, what I noticed is they don't wanna hear your opinion when you have when you have different opinion. They don't wanna hear. They just shut you down. This type of things. This mindset is kind of upsetting for me. As for how I handle this stuff, personally, I just try to make them understand, tell them the difference. Good, bad, both side. But yeah, if they still don't try to understand, I just ignore or avoid those stuff. Cause why will I ruin my image for when they are not trying to help themselves out, right? So in that regard, I try to help out. Share my thoughts. But yeah, if they shut me down, I don't personally. I try to avoid or ignore them. And also, as for how others view things, I think personally I view things differently.
Yeah.
Maybe cause of the knowledge I have, or maybe cause of what I have seen. But anyways, either way, the thing is, what I'm saying is logical. What I advise them is logical, and if they want any option. Oh yeah, I wanna add one part as well. For example, the meaning of good. People nowadays, I saw people don't actually understand what good means.
Yeah, exactly,
Mean
exactly.
good means something which they like, or it's something that, for example, if I praise you for something, that's good. If I say something negative, it's bad. They actually don't get the part of good. Good means telling you all the possibilities and wishing
Yeah.
for the best.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
part I think people don't get actually. Sorry for I don't have because of my lack of English, I don't have the vocabulary to express it well, but you get me, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Janan, I think you conveyed a really good point, man. I like your thoughts and your philosophies, your outlook. You have a very outside perspective, which is really good, and people need to hear that. So, with that said, I know you have more to say. I'm going to close out my remarks now, and thank you again so much. You guys can carry it on into a different room, maybe. But I will close off with this. I appreciate everyone coming here and joining. I will advise this. I will advise this because about 10 minutes of this class time, nobody was coming up on stage. So it's your time, okay, to be able to utilize it, right? And I'm nice enough to extend it as long as I did. Usually I'm only doing 45 minutes. So I will close out with this. I can't promise anything. I do it when I can. I try to give as much notice as I can, Hari. I want to add this though. So this has been recorded. You can watch the live again. I will send the link. Also, I do know someone was asking about private classes, and I didn't get into detail. But there is a discount I have in a group session, one-on-one classes until we get 10 students. I will give you guys 2 VIP 20-minute classes. There's a link there. The discount should work. It's 50% off till the end of January. It's less than a cup of coffee a day. Even in the low-income countries, you guys can help me out and confirm that. And I don't know when my next class will be. It is when it is. But again, those who want that VIP treatment can message me for a private class. Also, I want to also give you guys some links that you can go to in the English Hub as well. Give me just a second and I will copy those for you. I suggest if you also want that help, let's say, oh, teacher, I don't have money, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole excuse where you tell me you're poor even though you buy coffee every day. You can go here, English questions, resources, pronunciation, proofreading, general, chill chat, beginner chat, serious chat. And there's a tremendous amount of chats that you can go to make your own room. Idiom of the day, word of the day. Help me out, guys. Who's like really into the English Hub? Am I missing any channels, guys, in the chat? You can tell me. Other than that, you can book a class. If I missed any channels that are really popular, you can go there as well. I think I'm out of things. I will open up to questions. If you want to ask me any questions before I close out the class, pertaining to my VIP classes, or I'm not gonna go into great length about like English lessons helps. That's another class. But are there any questions you guys have for me in regards to my VIP classes? It's a group class. It's on Telegram. I think it's not banned in some of those countries. But guys, you don't have to be in the Telegram group. I'll make it work for everybody. I can do it in a Discord. I will restructure the deal. If you guys can't pay this way, then I can make it work in a Discord group as well. Like I can make a server and you guys can pay through Discord. I like the memberships or whatever they have. So any questions, guys, before I let you go? If you scroll up, there is a YouTube link. You can look at the YouTube live right here. I will send it again. If you're arriving right now, you're late to the session, but you can watch the live after I end the class. So since Kiwi, Diana, and Jenin are up here, any questions for you guys? Any questions I can answer? Anything that I should share? The next class, I don't know when my next class is. Maybe next week, same time. But I'm not sure. So.
Thank you very much, Teacher Grant.
No problem, Miss Kiwi. I'm happy to do this for you guys. I appreciate it.
Since you're a nice teacher.
I try. I can be a real ass, but I don't. What's the word? I don't let up. Like I don't hold back. I will be critical when it's needed, and if people don't like it, they don't have to come to my class. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I am really a nice person. I'm genuinely a nice person, but I won't hold back.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, Sapphire. No problem. Everybody, Zaid. Thank you, Zaid. Zaid, you're the one who was asking about it. So message me, Zaid, if you're wondering about the private classes. The one good thing, guys, is it's only $15 a month. $15 for the month. And if there's 10 students, 10 30-minute classes for you guys. And it will be, I know like the time zone thing sucks, but hopefully, ideally, if there's like 10 people that join, you guys will all like be around the same time zone. So if there's like 10 of you that want to study, everyone pays $15. You get 10 30-minute group classes. You get the voice chat, the text chat. So, and this deal is good till the end of January. So July 31st is January 31st is the last day, Vietnam time. I don't know what it will be in your country, but January 31st before midnight is the last day you'll be able to get the 50% discount. In February, it will be double. So I would suggest that you pay less than a cup of coffee to have a great group. And if it's like 1 or 2 people, I'm from the States, Zaid. From the States. From the US. Yep. So $15. Am I right, Diane? What's a cup of coffee cost in your country, if you don't mind me asking? And Kiwi, you don't have to really say, but like a cup of coffee, it's less than a cup of coffee, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. That's what I wanted to hear, because I was like, well, how can I relate it? And Kiwi, I'm gonna put you on the spot. How often do you get coffee? How often do you get coffee a week? Every day? Every 3 days? Or you don't drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee that much, just sometimes when I feel really tired, when I need energy for that day. I drink some. I try not to drink too much, and I just drink instant coffee.
Oh, I had those packets. I'm in Vietnam, and they do a really bad job. Like, I'll show you this. I don't know if you guys can see this cup, but they'll fill the ice up to here, right? And then like the coffee will be like this much. Literally, like they'll give me this much coffee, and the rest is ice. So I was looking up on YouTube, and I'll tell you guys how I made it. It's actually really easy, and you can do it too, Kiwi. You get the instant coffee, all right? You get sugar, a half teaspoon of is it teaspoon? Yeah, half teaspoon of sugar, the instant coffee packet, and a cup like, well, you could probably do a bigger cup. Like I have a coffee mug that I use, so probably bigger than this. And you get, I don't know how if you buy your ice cubed or you make your own ice, but you fill up the ice. Oh, and then you add a little bit of milk.
Yeah.
That's what I do to make my coffee. Is I have a milk. I like the iced milk coffee. So I get sorry. I meant to say you put the instant coffee in. You put a half teaspoon of sugar and a little bit of water. So maybe the water would go about here. Oh, sorry, about here. And then you stir it up, and then you put the ice blocks in, and then you put the milk in, and then you got your iced coffee. So that's what I do. All right. Well, we're not here to talk about coffee, but I was just giving an analogy. A typical American going off topic. Anyways, so less than a cup of coffee a day. If you guys are interested, 10 of you join. You guys will get 10 30-minute classes. If 20 of you join, it'll be 20 classes. I'll make it work for you guys. So there's 20 of you that join. It'll be 20 30-minute classes that you can attend. And I'll make sure to try to find a happy medium time for everybody. Because maybe Miss Diane and Miss Kiwi are in different time zones. And I have a conflict, maybe it's like a 4-hour conflict. I'll find a way to make it work for everybody. So, any more questions, guys, before I say adios? I have a general question. Okay, go for it, Harry. Hopefully it's an intelligent question. Okay. Go on. I got 30 seconds, Harry. You gotta type faster than your secretary. You got 30 seconds to type out your question. If you write one more short line that doesn't convey your question, I'm going to say adios to you guys. See, I try to be nice, Kiwi. I try. Sure, great way. Reading and listening is perfect. But next time, I'm going to give you some advice. Write the full question, not the 3 lines, especially if I'm given a lot of time just to hear you read such a general question. No, that's never it, Harry. Oy vey. I think what you should do is that's a great question for the English question group, and they can give you a ton of ideas and Miss Kiwi, Miss Diane probably have a ton of ideas what they do to study in regards to accents. Watch videos, mimic, imitate, etc. I don't have... you need to consult probably with a counselor's aide. And I have no idea about Australia, but you need to look into the immigration and visas and all that stuff. All right, guys, I see too many generic questions being asked, so I'm going to... you guys have my link, right? If you guys just got here, you can... crush me, Rainbow. There's the YouTube link, guys, to watch the live later. And also, you have my Waylight link. This is a code, guys. The code should work. Alright. It should be $15. Should be $15 for the group class. It will get you right into Telegram. And, yeah. Yes, guys, and also tab me up. I got a playlist for you guys too. If you guys do want to support me, I do have a playlist as well that you guys can go to. Let me get you that. I have another. I have this. Let's see here. I will give you this playlist. All right. I call this my 24/7 playlist. And you guys can go and order however you want. I would suggest in the playlist you go newest to oldest. My newest ones I think are better than the older ones, although I do have some that I've done in the past that have worked. So there's my playlist. If 100 of you guys do that at the end of the month, then I'll have I'll be monetized by the end of February. So anyways, love you all guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. See ya, bye-bye.